Alyssa Linduska is heading to the cage out of Intercept MMA. Both of these ladies with good records. Alyssa Linduska with a 3-1 mark. Rachel Lippert 4-3, fighting out of Fearless MMA. And it's been a couple of chosen few events since we have seen the ladies fight. It has been all male cards over the last couple of times, and I know that promoter Josh Terry likes to get the girls in there because the crowd goes wild for this kind of stuff, don't they, girls?
That's right, they do, and more often than not, the ladies feel like they got something to prove, so they get out there and get after it. So this should be an exciting fight.
We like that kind of action as Alyssa Linduska getting checked out. We will check out Rachel Lippert right now.
Next up, her opponent, Rachel Lippert.
Checking out the alpha tile and stone tail of the tape. Lippert giving up 1 inch to Linduska. As I started following Rachel Lippert about a year ago on social media. I got to tell you, if there's anyone who takes their training seriously, it's Rachel Lippert. A flurry of pictures almost on a daily basis. Lippert always ready, looks ready for this one. I know we're ready. We'll go back up to Chris Garrity and the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout features 3 rounds in our amateur strawweight division. Introducing first this fighter, coming out of the Rods Performance Motorsports red corner. She weighed in at 115 already pounds and hails from Chicago, Illinois. She represents Intercept Mixed Martial Arts, and in 4 amateur bouts, she has 3 victories. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the cage, Alyssa Lightning Linduska. Her opponent standing across the cage and fighting out of the Coliseum Bar blue corner. She hails from Janesville, Wisconsin, and represents Fearless Mixed Martial Arts. In 7 bouts, she has 4 amateur victories, weighing in at 114.8 pounds. Please welcome Rachel Lippert.
Sitting right here. He's going to be sitting right there.
Rachel Lippert and Alyssa Linduska ready to go, as Chris Garrity had to fight for his seat back as he comes out of the cage, as the ladies ready to mix it up right now. And Rachel Lippert, from when we saw her, I think it was about a year ago, has really helped define herself. You could tell she's been doing some training, as she looks in good shape here in this fight against Linduska.
Yeah, she looks probably in the best shape we've seen her right now. Linduska getting the better of the stand-up, just landing a little bit cleaner, a little bit more aggressive right now.
Linduska is extremely calm on her feet. I really like it. I like how they're both comfortable in the stand-up here.
And both of them willing to mix it up here in the center of the cage. Lippert coming in with a record of 4-3. Linduska at 3-1. As it was actually in the tail of the tape, it said that Lippert was an inch shorter than Linduska, but looking at them standing there in the center of the ring, it actually looks like Lippert is taller.
Yeah, right now comfortable trading on the feet, but the one thing that's kind of tipping this in Linduska's favor is every time they engage in striking, Lippert kind of leans back, leaves her head up there, and she's either just getting clipped at the end or can't quite make her way back in to land as effective of strikes.
And landing with both shots too. Lefts and rights are each landing.
Combinations there by Linduska. Also a kick and then a left to Lippert as well, as they continue to mix it up here, and Linduska continues to get the better of Lippert. So Lippert says, you know what, I'm going to grab on here at this point.
Good knees right there in the clinch. Did really well to break off that clinch right back to the center of the cage. Good control. Not really taking too much damage and staying composed.
Linduska seems to be getting off first on Lippert, as Lippert trying to find an answer here as she continues to come straight ahead. And with everything that she throws, Linduska has an answer.
That was a good kick there by Lippert, starting to mix it up a little bit. Still on the back end of the striking here, but at least making an effort to stay in this fight.
Linduska just missed on a big left that definitely would have done some damage, as Lippert again going after Linduska, but Linduska getting good kicks on Lippert and scoring here in the first round.
Punches and bunches is a great way to describe this. You hear that thrown out a lot in this sport, and Linduska is pretty much personifying that right now. I like that she's putting it all together with the hands and the feet, so volume is extremely important in the first round, because you can tell it negates the offense of Lippert. Lippert can't get off at all because of the volume coming at her from Linduska.
Right, that's definitely a different level, is being able to strike with someone while they're striking at you, and it's just a hard thing to get really good at. And here we see it, once Lippert gets thrown at, she's kind of has to concede to just straight defense, and Linduska did a great job that round, not just landing the hands, but following up with those leg kicks, and that's going to pay dividends in these later rounds.
Good action in round number one as Lippert and Linduska trading shots. We're back for round number two after this on TVW. Replay of the action here in round number one as both girls trading and landing, but it was Linduska that seemed to get the better of Lippert here.
Yeah, Linduska pretty much the whole round just kind of outstriking Lippert. You know, I wouldn't say necessarily dominating, but definitely winning pretty handily as far as output and landing percentage goes. And then nothing really rocked her too bad, but just consistent, clean strikes.
Again, one of my favorite parts about this sport is watching the corners in between rounds. When one round doesn't go the way a fighter wants it to and the other one does, and you see the calmness in Linduska's corner and the way they're telling her. You saw a lot of nodding, a lot of go-aheading, a lot of you're doing the right stuff, where the exact opposite in Lippert's corner, her head is bobbing back and forth trying to listen to both coaches shouting at her either way, trying to get their opinion in on what she needs to do to win this fight. So I really do love that aspect of this sport and paying attention to the instructions and how much can actually be retained from each fighter with that 1 minute you have after just being punched in the face for 3 minutes.
Thing I love about it, that means that the corners are seeing it exactly how you're seeing that fight as well. As Lippert took a good shot, now she's trying to come in and again wrestle here a little bit with Linduska, but Linduska, good knee to the midsection of Lippert as Linduska continues to score.
Yeah, that was some really good clinch work there. She used that forearm really well to defend the initial takedown attempt and then kept it as a clinch, not quite a tie clinch, but almost there, and used it to land some hard knees. And now we see her, she's putting a little more snap in those jabs now that she knows she can land flush. She's looking for some harder shots.
Yeah, this is straight pepper from Linduska right now, and it all looks good. And again, I don't know if these clinches are really working out in Lippert's favor. I don't know why she keeps doing it.
I'm not sure if the clinch is the goal or if she's shooting in and just getting stuck there.
Every time she seems to take a knee to the midsection or two, as the mouth opening up by Lippert, as well as she seems to be tested here, at least her cardio here in round number two, as Linduska does look fresher out of the two fighters.
Yeah, no wear down I've seen from Lightning yet so far, which is another great thing. She can keep the volume up, keep just pushing on Lippert the whole time, because whether the shots are powerful or not sometimes doesn't matter. It's that old Nate and Nick Diaz kind of philosophy, just pepper, 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 because eventually you're just going to wear your opponent down until the point that they can't really do anything but cover up.
Another big difference in this fight so far is you see Linduska, she's kind of on her toes, she's bouncing around, a lot more fluid in her movement. Lippert just, you know, it could be her style and partially a result of just getting hit so much, is just a little more flat-footed. Now she's picking it up, but even then, once she gets hit at or tries to throw, she's kind of stuck in one spot, whereas Linduska's kind of hitting and moving, changing angles, and it's really, really helping her in this fight.
Well, Lippert's going to have to do it. We're past the halfway mark of this fight, and she's lost every moment of it so far, so she's going to have to pick something up.
And what does she have to do? I mean, if she's losing at striking, does she have to go for a takedown, do you think, at some point?
Yes, just not the way she's been doing it. You know, like Gerald says, she's going for the clinch to set up the takedown. No, maybe you need to jab and shoot. Maybe you need to do something else, move to the side, get her up against the cage, clinch with her back against the cage. That might help a little bit so she's not getting as much behind the knees that she's throwing. But, yeah, the strategy right now, center of the cage, not working for her.
Linduska again with a good left there as they continue to trade blows as another clinch here. Lippert pushing Linduska up against the cage as we're getting to the final 10 seconds of the round, and this is about as good as Lippert has looked in this fight.
Yeah, and she should have done this 3 minutes ago.
That signals the end of round number 2 as we believe Alyssa Linduska is ahead after the first 2 rounds. We'll see if she can finish it off or if Lippert can mount a comeback in round number 3 here at Joseph Few Fighting Championship 17 on TVW.
Icing that leg.
Action here from round number 2 as we see the ladies going at it. A lot of punches, a lot of action. We've seen some knees and some kicks. One thing we haven't really seen is the crowd get too involved in this fight yet. Despite all the action, there hasn't been a lot of, yelling and screaming from the crowd. Nothing to get behind yet so far.
Right. Crowd's a little silent, I think, because the hometown fighter is not doing so well right now, and that's sometimes what happens. Nonetheless, it's an entertaining fight.
They're going to want to see their hometown girl, Rachel Lippert, get back into this one. We have her down unofficially, losing both of the first 2 rounds. Here's the third and final round right now as Linduska, again, right in front of us here. It looks really fresh and ready to come out.
Gerald
round number 3.
Gerald made an excellent corner observation. He pointed out to me in between rounds as we were looking around. They were icing the left leg of Rachel Lippert from those leg kicks. Gerald, talk a little bit about what leg kicks can do as far as your base goes and as far as throwing strikes, especially in a fight like this.
Oh, if you get this thing, you're only standing on 2 feet, so you get one taken away. It's pretty hard to do anything on 1 foot, let alone engage in a fist fight with another trained fighter. So it doesn't seem to be affecting her right now, but they add up after a while, and even if it's not showing on the outside, you see some redness and bruising, it's going to make you slower. It's going to make you a little more tentative. And it's going to force you to be in positions you don't want to be in. And in this case, when you gotta secure the finish, you're pretty much right now delegated to doing that. You got to bite down your mouthpiece and throw bombs and hope for the best, or get a takedown and get a quick submission or something. Because right now, staying on the feet right here, trading in a kickboxing match is not going to win Lippert the fight.
And what's great about the strategy she was using with those leg kicks is she kept Lippert's head up. She kept her eye level up because she was landing so many of the strikes left and rights. Then she would sneak a leg kick in, sneak a leg kick in, sneak a leg kick in, until finally she's like, in between rounds, hey, you got to ice this thing. It's killing me right now. It's fantastic work, fantastic strategy from Linduska and her corner and the way they're working the stand-up in this fight.
Linduska so far getting the better shots here even in round number 3, but Lippert now, this is what we saw at the end of round number 2, her being able to push Linduska up against the cage. This at least slows Linduska down and really is about the best offense that Lippert has been able to mount.
Right, so if we would have saw this halfway through the first round, this would be a much more competitive fight right now, but if Lippert wants to turn this fight around and get the victory, she's going to have to finish this takedown. I'd say even at this point there, maybe separate, shoot again, see if you can't get her down, and throw bombs on the way you're doing it to make her kind of freak out a little bit. And maybe you catch her, maybe you don't, but it's going to be your best chance for success.
And that was a great sign of desperation, what you saw there. She couldn't finish the takedown, so instead broke away and tried a spinning back fist. You gotta know you have to finish the fight. You can't get this takedown done, so let's find something, try and connect with the chin somehow.
Final 45 seconds here. Linduska still in control. Lippert trying to throw some bombs here in the third round. She's done better in this round, but Linduska still is able to manage manage to land quite a few blows here.
Yeah, still moving around, circling from side to side, getting off the center line, landing her strikes, staying in there while Lippert returns and throwing her own strikes back.
And now
Good
another takedown
defense.
attempt. Yep.
Stuff that head. Lippert does the right thing, trying to finish, come back up, tries a spinning back fist, like Chris said, just trying to get something going, but too little, too late.
Linduska with a nice job defensively and also landing blows here. This third round, a closer one for Lippert, as she did have some offense, but we believe Alyssa Linduska managed to pull away and win this fight. We'll see if that prognostication comes to pass, as we'll be back with the decision right here on TVW. We think the judges saw it like we did as we looked at some of the action from round number 3, as Alyssa Linduska managed to score quite a bit in each round. As here's some action. Not getting it from the third round there. We're still taking a look at Linduska. She seems pretty confident, as well she should, as the scorecards have been gathered up, as we believe that the judges scored it all the way we saw it. We saw it 30-27. Believe that's going to be the case, as Alyssa Linduska looking to improve to 4-1, but you never know. Sometimes the judges will shock us. We will see, as Chris Garrity now is ready with the official decision.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of strawweight action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have scored this bout the same, 30-27, in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, and fighting out of the red corner, Alyssa "Lightning" Linduska.
Impressive bout there by Linduska, always getting off first, scoring more. Lippert unable to get the takedown that she so desperately needed, and Linduska improves to 4-1. Coming up next, Pete Lowe from the Chosen Few when we return on TVW.